Welcome, brothers. Here's 4 words. No say, no pay. That's right. If we don't have a say in whether a child is born from a pregnancy in which we are cited as father, then why should we pay for a child whose birth we might not have agreed to? Why should we pay for a child whose upbringing we may play little to no part whatsoever in? Why do we have to give money to a third party, the state, to pass on to a fourth party, the mother? Why are so many of us put in jail for failure to comply with a system that uses our own flesh and blood to extort money from us, and then gives that money to someone who is not our own flesh and blood to spend with no guarantee or proof that the money is being spent on those for whom it is intended? Why? Am I the only black man who is outraged by this abuse of a man's human rights? You force a man into fatherhood without his active consent, then you make him compensate you for your violation of his right to choose fatherhood in his own time. Isn't that like forcing a female rape victim to pay her rapist? If not, then tell me how it's different. When a man forces a woman to have sex, he is violating her right to choose who she sleeps with and when and who she gets pregnant by. So why is it not seen this way when a woman violates a man's right to choose when he will become a father? Why is it any less a rape when a man who does not consent to becoming a father is forced by the woman's choice into fatherhood? Is it not a man's right to choose in his own time who the mother of his children will be? Just as it's a woman's right to choose who she sleeps with. Consenting to sex is not the same as consenting to fatherhood. Consenting to sex is consenting to sex. If not, then why are women given so many options to dispose of unwanted pregnancies, none of which are available to men? If the argument goes that a man should be forced to carry the responsibility of his decision to have sex, then why is this same principle not also applied to women? Why are women not also forced to carry the responsibility of a pregnancy that arises out of recreational as opposed to procreational sex? When a woman has sex, she only risks unwanted pregnancy. When a man has sex, he risks unwanted pregnancy and unwanted fatherhood. So why are women allowed to escape the life-changing effect of pregnancy while men are not? Does the man commit any worse an act of recklessness than the woman? In the past, before contraception was available and abortion illegal, it was fair to hold men responsible for any children they fathered, because a pregnancy inevitably resulted in a birth. But in the 21st century, women have absolute control of their reproductive capacity, which makes the old-fashioned practice of holding men responsible redundant and unjust. There is no longer any such thing as an accidental pregnancy or unavoidable pregnancy. When a woman becomes pregnant, she does so deliberately, or so recklessly as to be virtually deliberate, which means no man should be held responsible for any child whose birth he did not consent to. So I propose that men be allowed to relinquish all parental rights and obligations via a legal abortion, just as women may escape their responsibilities via a medical abortion. I also propose that no man be deemed father of any child unless he has expressly consented to the child's birth, and by that I mean he has recorded his desire to be a father in some official format and claimed paternity of that child. I propose that every live newborn be DNA tested and that no man other than the genetically established father is ever able to claim paternity or any of the rights associated with fatherhood. If the state is concerned to keep welfare costs low, then I suggest that it overhauls the rules for welfare entitlement such that unwed mothers are only able to claim benefits for a single adult, but no additional payments for any children. This will place responsibility for the welfare of children where it belongs most, with the women who choose to have them. I believe that the implementation of these measures would also eliminate paternity fraud and balance the distribution of rights and responsibilities in reproduction equally between men and women. If a woman has a child, she will know beforehand that unless the man has officially recorded his assent to fatherhood, he will not be held liable to pay any child support. I believe too that this will force women to take a more responsible approach to pregnancy. And that's my argument against child support. Now I want to hear yours. I'm willing to hear good argument that is, against my proposal. Anyone who comes out with keep it zipped or wear a rubber or a man should take responsibility will be deleted. Simple as. I believe that we can safely assume that most women will be in agreement with the child support system. So the argument is going to be between me and you. So make your move. Or, if you agree, all you need to do is join us. Later.